Hi, how you doing? In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about weight and jiu-jitsu and how they relate. Before we dive into this, I need to make it clear that I don't really care at all what my weight is. What I do care about is how much excess fat I'm carrying and how much muscle mass I have. Weight is just a convenient, if flawed, method for me to measure that. So when I talk about losing weight, I'm actually talking about losing fat, not weight. So get off my case. I've lost quite a lot of weight over the last few months. I still have a long way to go before I'm happy, but currently I'm down about 10-11 kilograms, which is about 23 to 24 pounds, or in old money somewhere approaching 2 stone. In fairness, I had a lot to lose. Before I broke my knee, I was training daily, walked around at about 94 kilos, 207 pounds, and I had a body fat percentage of around 16-17%. But after breaking my knee, not being able to train or even really walk, and then eating my way through 18 months of lockdowns, I was probably closer to 110 kilos, or 240 pounds plus. So I know what it's like to be that fat guy, but I also know what it's like to be the ripped guy. I've trained at both ends of that particular spectrum. So there's the context out of the way. Let's talk about the differences. The first thing to say is that being a big fat guy isn't always bad when you're wrestling. As long as you're good enough to be on top, it can be a big help. That extra couple of stone make a big difference when it comes to keeping someone on the ground underneath you. But clearly, if that was all there was to it, then I wouldn't have been deliberately losing weight the way I have been. And yeah, there are a stack of negatives to being big. The thing is, it's not just your opponent that has to move you around. You do too. And when you're stuck on your back, you're gassed because you don't just have an aggressive teenager trying to crush you, but 20 odd pounds of your own fat trying to stop your lungs from expanding. It gets a little uncomfortable. But escaping isn't easy. Your arms don't get longer when your belly gets bigger, so you've got less ability and less space to get them off you. And flipping yourself over when there's more of you just takes more effort. Just try bridging with a 15-kilo sack of sand on your chest. You get the picture, I'm sure. Everything is harder work when you're carrying extra weight. Your heart has to work harder. Your lungs have to work harder. Your muscles also have to work harder. But that's also true for your opponent. It's become abundantly clear to me that it was harder to sweep 110 kilo Oz than it is to sweep 99 kilo Oz. And I suspect 90 kilo Oz, if I ever get to be him again, will be even easier. So there's always a trade-off. I won't go into the general health benefits of losing weight because that's not what I'm here for. You know them already, so do I. Let's just leave it there. So the question is, should you deliberately lose weight for jiu-jitsu? Or will jiu-jitsu just magically make it happen? I think it's fair to say that jiu-jitsu by itself is not enough to make you lose any significant weight, at least not at my age. The amount of training I can do without causing myself a problem isn't enough to cause the weight to drop off by itself. Younger people with faster recovery and a higher basal metabolic rate may well find that it is. That's something you'll have to work out for yourself. For me, I've had to start eating a little more sensibly, which again is no bad thing. Being a little bit more deliberate in what I choose to eat. I really like sweet creamy coffee, but I also like black coffee. Avoiding that chocolate or those cakes. Not always having a beer when I go out. That kind of thing. It's not easy. It takes a little willpower, and you have to actually do it, not just think you will. Tomorrow. But the fact is, I'm better on the mats with less weight. I'm happier in myself with less weight, and in fairness, I'm happier seeing myself both here on video and in all the training photos with less weight. So should you lose weight? Well, yeah, absolutely, you really should. I'd be amazed if you regret it if you do. But just like everything else in life, it isn't quite so clear-cut. My knee is a lot less painful, gives way less, and swells up for no reason less when I weigh less. Which does kind of go against what I said at the beginning, that I don't care about the numbers. Because when it comes down to it, I really do. If I lose the fat and put on muscle mass, I'll be faster, stronger, more efficient, and better at wrestling and at jiu-jitsu. I think looking at the current issue with roids in jiu-jitsu and the former issues in MMA, it's fair to say that most people agree that extra muscle helps. But personally, that would cause me a lot of issues. The lighter I am, the less my knee is an issue. But I guess that's something I have to work out for myself. As long as I don't have to replace all my gis, I think I'll find a way to live with it. So over to you. What do you think? Are you carrying extra weight? How does it affect you on the mats? Or are you naturally skinny and wish you could put on a little more mass? Put something in the comments and let me know. Then go and sign up at Patreon. You know you want to. And to those of you still here at the very end of the video, fight team!